All right, what's going on, guys? This is the video explanation on journaling. Okay, so we've all heard that journaling is good for us, right? People say that it helps you process emotions, stay grounded, reduce stress, but most of us never build the habit because I think one of the reasons is no one has ever really explained how it works or how to actually do it. So in the Freedom Group, journaling isn't just busy work. It's a daily habit, a daily practice that trains your brain to slow down, to regulate emotions, and to build real self-control. So in this video, I want to show you guys, explain to you what actually happens to your brain, in your brain, when you put thoughts into words, why handwriting is more powerful than typing, and then the three simple journaling techniques that we'll be using that you'll have the opportunity to deploy inside the program. By the end, you'll know exactly what to write, when to use each method, and how the daily habit helps you grow in freedom, not just for a day, but for a long haul. So let's get into it. So picture it. Your mind feels full, right? Most days. Unfocused. You've been scrolling for an hour, jumping between tabs, back and forth, half a message written and a dozen thoughts with no clear shape. So what do? Well, you're in the Freedom Group. So you pick up a notebook, not because you necessarily know what to say, but because you need somewhere for your thoughts to land. You write one line, then you write another. The words are uneven, uncertain, and something inside of you shifts. Okay, here's why. You see, when people write about what they feel, the emotional parts of the brain and the reasoning parts begin to synchronize, almost like the brain is learning to talk to itself. Okay, that's the hidden power of journaling, and it's not just reflection. It's neurological repair. The prefrontal cortex, right? The part of that helps you plan, think, reasoning, make decisions. It begins communicating with the amygdala. And you're going to learn about this, right? The part that reacts to emotions and threat. That dialogue gives shape to chaos. There's a really cool 2021 Stanford study that found that expressive writing helps the brain recover from stress. The big word, mid-cingulate cortex, which fires under emotional pressure, becomes calmer and more coordinated. And when you put your emotions into words by writing, the ventrolateral prefrontal cortex turns on, just call it the prefrontal cortex, and quiets the amygdala. That process is called affect labeling. Okay, a lot of words there. Basically, it allows you to feel without drowning in the feeling. Even how you write matters. A 2023 study found that handwriting activates more areas of the brain than typing. When your hand moves with your thoughts, the mind slows down just enough to make sense of itself. So here are three simple journaling practices that we're going to teach you and that you can deploy inside the Freedom Group really whenever makes most sense for you. So technique one, expressive writing. Okay. Think of something you're still carrying, a disappointment, a loss, a moment that lingers longer than it should, something you're currently experiencing, a discomfort, as we say. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Okay. Write continuously. Don't edit. Don't worry about grammar. Don't write for anyone else. Write until you run out of words. This practice was developed by psychologist James Pennebaker. It works because the brain treats emotional suppression as unfinished work. Writing completes the loop. Okay, studies show that after expressive writing, emotional activation decreases and cognitive control increases. You may cry, you may feel tired, you may want to stop halfway. That's normal. Healing usually requires a little discomfort before the calm returns. Okay, technique number two, gratitude journaling. We've all heard about it, right? Express daily what you are grateful for, and writing is another level. So switch the page and switch your state. Write down 2 or 3 things that you're grateful for today. I want to encourage you guys to do this every day. Not generic gratitude, but specific moments. The more specific, the better. And the more you can actually feel it in your body and enter into the gratitude, the better. We want to feel it with our whole self, okay? Specific moments. Not I'm grateful for my friends, or I'm grateful for my family, or I'm grateful for my life, but I'm grateful for the way that my friend listened to me when I didn't know what to say. That specificity anchors the memory. Neuroscientists have found that practicing gratitude activates the ventral striatum in the medial prefrontal cortex, regions of the that regulate mood and motivation. When practiced daily, your brain learns to look for what is stable instead of what is threatening. Gratitude doesn't erase struggle. We know that. It helps you see beyond it. Okay, technique number 3, briefly, reflective framing. Reflective framing. Okay, start with a challenge, a recent challenge. Step 1, write what happened, plainly, without judgment. Step 2, write what it revealed, what it taught you, what it showed you about yourself. And step number 3, write one small action you can take next time. This pattern, what it does is it strengthens the prefrontal regions that regulate emotional reactivity. It builds the ability to pause, to reinterpret, right, to reframe before reacting. And over time, difficulties stop looking like failures and start to look like data points for growth. Okay, this is a whole thing we're going after. You don't need to use all 3 every day. Think of journaling as mental cross training, right? Use expressive writing when emotions feel heavy. Use gratitude when you feel numb or disconnected, and use reflective reframing when life feels confusing or there's something ahead of you that you need to reframe a threat into an opportunity. Okay, so each practice strengthens a different circuit of awareness. And over the weeks and months and by the end of the year, you'll notice subtle changes. You pause longer before reacting. You recover more quickly. You remember more clearly. Your handwriting becomes the trace of a mind learning to heal. The brain can heal itself and can rewire, and journaling is a huge tool for that. We think journaling is self-expression, but it's also self-construction. Each word is a small act of neuroplasticity. So when you sit down with the blank page, you don't ask, what should I write? Ask instead, what is my brain trying to tell me? And then listen. Cool? Awesome. Get in it, guys.